Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session. It's a program where we invite innovators, stakeholders in the blockchain and cryptocurrency and fintech ecosystem to come air their point on the state of the ecosystem. So today we'll be talking about digital innovation and transformation through application of emerging technology. We see what the happening in the tech sector with emerging technology, blockchain, AI, robotics are doing a hell lot of things. So today I have with me Victor Tubotamuno, who is the CEO of Spurbuddy. Thank you, Victor, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so how is he? We are in Lagos. So how is Lagos today?
Yeah, Lagos has been good. Just we're looking at the reactions from the digital space about the policies around cryptocurrency and everything. So we're just keeping eyes on ground and seeing what next. But for now, I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So before we dive into the topic of the day, so let's just get a brief about yourself and your background.
Okay, my name is Victor Tubotamuno. The way you pronounced Tubotamuno, that's the name. And I'm the CEO of Spurbuddy. So I'm an innovation consultant and also I'm a venture builder. So basically, I partner with individuals and organizations to bring innovative ideas to life by designing and also building together products that shape the future. So basically at Spurbuddy, I lead an experienced consultant across 40 countries in delivering value to clients in terms of innovation, digital transformation, and human capacity development.
Interesting. That's a very nice background and a lot of things happening around you. So, what are some of the benefits of applying and utilizing emerging tech? So, what are some of those benefits?
Okay, it's basically dependent on the emerging technology, the kind of solution and the sector in which it is being applied, right? So if you look at the rise of emerging technologies like IoT, 5G, serverless computing, blockchain, even 3D printing of virtual reality, augmented reality, they basically just carry out one certain key function, which is they enable us to do more with less. So the benefits in applying emerging technologies basically for organizations or individuals is to help improve productivity and efficiency. It's also helps in better flexibility and agility. And it also, for organizations, it increases profitability for them and also improves the customer experience. So because basically, if you take a look at the benefits of technology in generation as succession of waves, starting from the first industrial revolution, you would understand that the first industrial revolution helped in reducing the human energy because machines took over production. So which means that helped us in reducing stress because we could hand over to machines for productivities and everything, right? If you take a look at the second wave, which started roughly in 1860s, well past the mid-90s, that included the creation of automobiles, electricity, and the rest. So that helped in increasing the human speed because if it would take you 10 days to travel to a particular place, machines or the innovations like the invention of automobiles and the rest would increase the speed. So generally, you're looking at the waves of technology is just basically improving the capacity of humans and making them more efficient. So applying this technology is super awesome to either individuals or businesses, depending on what the industry is and the solution.
Interesting. Victor, you are in Lagos, you are in Nigeria, and you see what is happening the latest statement or circular by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Apex Bank. So I wanted to ask you, how can you see the ban or the lead to the financial bank that they should stop providing financial services to crypto related. So I want to ask you this thing: how can digital innovation be achieved through emerging tech in Africa and beyond? So people talked about this ban as it's going to stifle innovation. What's your take on this?
Okay, so basically, my take shouldn't be different from yours because we're all surprised. The news came as a shock to me, honestly, but at the same time, would I say it's also not a shock because of the previous policies that they are stifling to innovation development here in Africa. Because first, for any innovation ecosystem to thrive, right, government plays a leading role in its success. So African governments, they really need to understand the role in building innovation culture with enabling policies that will produce successful innovations that can solve problems. You don't wake up one morning and put a policy and expect innovation to thrive in a given environment or something. No, it doesn't work that way. We've seen young innovators carry out borderless payments, which was a major issue. We've seen young innovators carry out a whole lot of things, and these are people who develop solutions based on the current problem they are facing. But now in Africa here, we have an opposition, which is not the market, not competitors, but rather the government in terms of policy. And it's really, really difficult. So at the top of the pyramid first, for even us to have an effective innovation ecosystem, we need an enabling environment where we could have the right infrastructure and the right policies that supports these innovations. Now, back to your question, for innovations to be achieved, first, I say it has to be demand driven. So whoever that is innovating would basically first design demand. See through the lens of wherever you innovate, your end point of the innovation. You see through that point, you see through their lens, then build a solution that fits into the problem with a seamless user experience. So whatever the solution is, if you feel like the media, for me to access the news, I have to go buy a newspaper, I have to buy this before I read the news, you come up with an easy to go innovation system that is effective, but also seamless for people to use. So your solution might be effective, but not seamless for people to use. Then it defeats the purpose of innovation. Now, when you're innovating, you're not just bringing in something new. You're not just putting in the demand, but you're also building the demand to be a seamless solution so people could actually use the product. That's one. Secondly, it's when you're innovating, achieving it through emerging technologies. One thing I always tell people, new technology drives new behaviors among people and their roles, right, as consumers. Now, many innovators feel like putting in the most sophisticated technology would actually make their innovation like a very successful one, of which I solely disagree most times, because I feel like innovation sometimes really do not require the kind of technologies we want or we are actually putting across. Sometimes they don't need the whole virtual reality experience or Snapchat presence, but I think what is more important is the perfect fit solution that suits the particular industry, that suits the particular demand you're trying to solve, using the basic technology. So if you're trying to solve the issue of speed, then we're talking about the application of 5G. If we're trying to solve the issues of automation, allowing people to get things done easier, faster, with less stress, then you're talking about artificial intelligence. If you're talking about trust, security, protection of data, you're talking about blockchain. So finding the right fit, the right problem, and the right technology, that's where the technological driven point comes in. Now, that goes to the third point, which is also the business-driven point of innovation. Now, innovators basically take a look at new technologies through the lens of, they take a new look at the innovation through the lens of technology rather than looking at the lens of business. Now, a successful innovation is a commercialized innovation. If you're innovating and it doesn't get to the end users, then we don't understand where innovation is coming from. So while you're also looking at innovation, applying emerging technology, you're looking at it from the technology point of view. You should also be looking at it from the scalable point, a more commercial point that would allow this innovation that you're thinking or you're building to be decentralized.
Talking about innovation, now we are talking about digital innovation and transformation through application of emerging tech. So what are some of the contributions? You are the CEO of Spurbuddy. What are some of the contributions Spurbuddy is making in these directions?
Okay, so basically for us at Spurbuddy, we've created, through a decentralized innovation structure, we've designed a framework that allows private and public institutions to digitally transform and innovate their business, applying emerging technologies to their activities. So our framework allows businesses to cut costs, increase team performance, and increase value to customers. So we're currently carrying out these innovation programs, or we're working with partners across various countries in Africa here to work with institutions in applying that. And we're currently launching, and we're also launching an open innovation. We're also launching open innovation programs across Africa, targeted at various sectors, including education, health, government, and also retail. So these programs that we're bringing up would aid and facilitate these sectors for improved productivity. It will help scale up their workforce and also help them drive sales. So in our own little way, we're coming up with these innovation programs to see how we could partner with organizations, agencies, to come up with innovations programs to them, tailored to their need. So organizations, what they do is they reach out to us, tell us, okay, we're trying to solve issues about customer experience, or issues about supply chain management, or issues about sales, right? So then we sit down with the management team and come up with an innovation framework for them. We've been doing that with a lot of companies, but now we're trying to make it easy where people could DIY the model and just apply it on their own.
Interesting. It has really been an amazing time out with you, Victor Tubotamuno, who is the CEO of Spurbuddy. Sorry, I'm pronouncing your last name not that well. Okay. Before we do the continue on today's episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session, so what's your closing remark?
Okay, for me, I would say innovators in Africa shouldn't relent, depending on whatever the government policies are. I believe this time will pass. A Christian, I believe so in the word of God, that the Egyptians are seen today, we shall see them no more. So it's a process, it will pass. Shouldn't relent. Innovators should keep innovating.
Very nice one. Innovators should still keep innovating. It's a very nice one. We see what is happening. Thank you very much, Victor, for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra interview.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.